Hi and welcome back to the Rootshell Tech Talks. This episode is the last in the series for the Cybersecurity Awareness Month in support of #BeCybersmart. This week, or week 4, is all about prioritising security for businesses. This means building security into products and processes, essentially baking it in from the get-go. This also includes ensuring that cybersecurity training is part of the employee onboarding and equipping staff with the tools that they need to keep themselves and your organisation safe. For individuals, keep cybersecurity at the forefront of your mind as you interact and communicate daily. Before purchasing a device or an online product, do your research. And when you first set up that device or app, consider the security and your privacy configurations and settings. And don't forget to update your default passwords. Cybersecurity is not there to make life any harder for us and should not be an afterthought. Cybersecurity, moreover, is to build confidence in making your experience a more enjoyable process. So during this tech talk, we have a guest with us. We have Hackett, who is the head of development for the Prism Platform. And he'll be talking about the priorities of security when building and developing an online platform or a SaaS platform like Prism. So what is the Prism Platform? Well, essentially it's mission control for all of your threat services. Prism allows you, the user, to integrate, contextualize and oversee your threat assessment data from any penetration testing partner and security assessment security provider globally. Now, the Prism Platform allows you to easily manage your threat universe, if you like, and accelerate that remediation process. Being vendor agnostic, the Prism Platform consolidates your results from any security provider, enabling you to unlock the powerful data insights and make every remediation workflow a faster and more efficient process. Now, if you want to know more about Prism, how it can integrate with your organisation, please do visit our website at www.rootshellsecurity.net. So that's the Prism Platform introduction done. Now let's swing over to Prism's head of development, Hackett. Hey Liam, the floor's yours, pal. Introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yeah, of course, Shaun. So I'm Liam Hackett. I'm head of development at Rootshell Security, and I work on the Prism Platform.
Thanks for the intro, Liam. So let's talk a bit about security. How high up your list of, say, priorities is security when you're designing a SaaS application or platform like Prism?
Sure, Shaun. So security really is your top priority, and it should be a consideration you have at every stage of development and for any kind of project. Not just a SaaS platform like Prism, but even just your simple one and done website. Anything you do on a project will have security implications, and you need to be building up those layers of security. Now let's put that into context, shall we? Let's say that your project is a medieval castle. And now a medieval castle can come in many kinds of configurations. Some castles are just built on top of a hill. Others have a large wall around them with a deep moat and a drawbridge. Now let's say that your project has simple, basic user authentication. That's a username and a password. Now you might think that that's a wall around your castle, but in actuality it's more like a moat that's as deep as a puddle. And you've also left the door open on the other side. Now, let's build up those layers of security. Let's deepen that moat, let's build a wall around this castle, and let's add an additional drawbridge. So, on top of your basic user authentication, let's add in, let's say, two-factor authentication. And then also on top of that, once you've logged in, let's have session expiry after half an hour. And then finally, we'll add in IP whitelisting. Now you've just added 3 additional layers of security onto your project. You've deepened that moat, you've built that wall, you've added a drawbridge. And that's even just in user authentication. There are many different applications that you need to be adding in layers of security.
That makes total sense, Liam. Now, are there any areas in the developmental sort of journey you found, say, specifically challenging in respect to security?
The most challenging thing we've had Prism-wise is actually adding security into our business logic. Now this is via our ACLs or user control rules. This is where a user might have access to everyone in the system or only a small subset, and this is controlled by other users in the system, or admins. So, how do we make sure that this all works 6 months to a year down the line? This is via automated testing. This is where at the end of each feature we run through every test that go through any kind of business logic, any kind of feature we've added to Prism, and any kind of security flaw we've seen in the past. We run through and revalidate everything.
That's great, thanks Liam. Now, I promise I've got one more final question for you. What advice would you give other developers when considering security in relation to a SaaS platform, for example?
Sure, Shaun, but the first rule of web development is never trust user-provided data. Always validate it. On a more broader level, I believe automated testing is the way to go. That way you can test features at that time you've made them, and then 6 months to 12 months down the line, you still know for sure that those features still work. And then also on a different level, make sure that your website's easy to maintain and update. That means when a vulnerability is found, you can easily fix the issue and get it out to public release. Finally, I would be open-minded and always be looking for a new learning opportunity, either by going to local conferences, meetups, or even just speaking to your co-workers. It's amazing what you can learn from even the newest junior.
So thanks very much there, Liam, and thanks very much for joining us today. Stacks of advice there, from security to tackling challenges. Well, that's all we've got time for this week, and this actually wraps up the hashtag Be Cyber Smart Security Awareness Month. So until next time, be safe, be well, but above all, be cyber smart. Now, are there any areas in the developmental... The Prism Platform allows you to effortlessly... Try it again.